What's good, y'all? It's Brandi, and I'm coming on today to do a video that was requested by one of my subscribers. I realized on this channel that I really haven't done any tags or like get to know me videos, so you guys really kind of don't know who I am unless you're like a friend of mine or you grew up with me or something like that. So I thought doing this video would kind of give you guys an insight to know me a little bit better. I am going to try to find some tag videos or, you know, like question videos, things like that, and then maybe do a video of you guys asking me any questions that you want to know about me, I guess. I don't know. Give me some suggestions in the comments box below. I'm going to do a two-part video, and today's video is going to just be about general information about most law schools, and then I'm going to talk about my personal experience in law school. I went to Howard Law in DC, whoop whoop, HU. And I'm going to be talking mostly about that. Law school is 3 years long, 3 grueling years. Oh my gosh, it's like the worst part of my life. But also the best as well, because I do have some great memories from law school, but it was definitely a challenge for me. Like, the first year is considered like the weeding out period because they accept so many people into law school for the first year, knowing in the back of their mind that a lot of people aren't going to make it past the first year. So classes that you would normally take for like your first year are just basic law classes like constitutional law, criminal law. You also get civil procedure. We had legal methods. Some people might call it something different. You have legal writing, of course, 'cause that's like really important. And torts, contracts. Grades are kind of like the most important for the first year, I would say, in my personal opinion, especially if like you're a person who knows what you want to do, if you want to go to a law firm or something like that. And even nowadays, public interest work, grades are graded on a curve, and that just means that you can give out so many A's, so many B's, so many C's, and D's and on from there. So it has to be some people at the bottom. You only get one exam that judges your entire grade for that semester in most classes, and I'm mostly talking about like the first year. Exams are usually about like anywhere from 3 to maybe 5 hours. Most law schools also teach using the Socratic method, which I hate with a passion. The Socratic method is basically where you just get called on. The professor calls on people randomly. So in the first year of law school, you pretty much have to be at school and in classes all day long from like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning till like 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, also during the first year, they advise you not to work anywhere. There are some special exceptions that are given for some people, but they really strongly advise you not to. And that's just because really you're not going to have time to work or do anything else. You really need to be devoting like 90% of your time, 95% probably, to preparing for class, law school stuff, nothing else. It gets better after, the first year of law school. The second and third year isn't so bad. The second year you get to choose what classes you want to take, that was the greatest part for me. I really like that because then you could cater to what it is that you're actually interested in. For me personally, I am interested in family law. So I wanted to take many classes that catered toward family law to let me learn as much of the law dealing with family as I needed to know or as I could know. And then I was also interested in public interest work like for the federal government and things like that, so I would try to look for classes like that. So that worked out really great for me. Also during my second year, I decided to get an internship and also like a job. So I applied to tons of internships. I worked with the judge once, and then for the second semester of law school, of my second year of law school, and all of my third year, I worked for the federal government and worked for pay. So I got experience and money at the same time, which was awesome. Also, during my second and third year, I participated in a clinic, and I can talk a little bit more about that in my experience, like when I talk about my experience. I was really like stressed out. I was like panicking, going crazy, crying a lot for like the first semester of law school, and really just wondering like, oh my gosh, am I not going to be accepted back for the second year? Like, what am I gonna do if this doesn't work for me? Like, going through so much stuff, like not being able to keep up with the reading assignments and thinking like that was the end of the world. It was just so much going on for me. And had it not been, like I said, for my family, my boyfriend and friends and stuff like that, and my faith, because like I really had to like go and talk to God some nights and be like, I just don't know what to do. Like, I need your help. And that is what actually saved me and allowed me to do well. And then, like, that's the thing. I was worried. We're always worried for nothing, because at the end of the day, I always end up performing well and doing well and, you know, moving on. But it's just like not knowing that. And once I finished like the first semester of my first year, I was like, yeah, I got this. I didn't have much of a social life for my first year. I only hung out with like other people in law school. Those were like my buddies, my besties, and then my boyfriend at times. But like really, it's hard to have a social life when you're in law school, because when you go out with other people who aren't in law school and they're complaining about their problems, it's just like, but really though, it's not even that hard for you. Like, come and sit in a day of my life at law school. Like, you really think that that's all your world and nobody else has problems outside that are bigger than yours? Like, that's how I felt. So I really only hung around people who were in law school with me, so we could all talk about like the stresses that we went through. We could lift each other up and things like that. So it really, really worked out for me. I'm not the type of person who like does all-nighters. I may have done like 2-3 all-nighters in college, but like in law school, I started becoming that person, and I did not want to be that person. Just taking a toll on my body. Also, another thing is I was not eating right at all. And luckily for my boyfriend, like, he was there and he was so diligent and worked with me and stuff like that. And like, he would come and get me after class, like after I was at the library, and just to get me away from it. Also, my second and third year, as I said before, I was in a clinic. And I did 2 clinics. For 2 semesters, I did the fair housing clinic that we had, because I was interested in housing and federal government public interest work. And then for my last semester of my 3L year, my third year, I participated in a family law clinic. For both of those experiences, I loved it. Like, I loved it so much, because I actually got practical experience. I was able to work with clients. I was able to like actually apply the law to certain cases. And it really just gave me a new insight into it, because going to class and doing the work and taking exams, like, you're in kind of a box, because they give you a set of facts, like those are all the facts that you have to work with. But when working with clients, like actual people, surprises come up all the time, and you never know what facts you're going to receive with a certain client, and you know what research you need to do and things like that. So I really, really loved that experience, and it really, I feel like, prepared me for my job now. So yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any, you know, more questions about something that I may have mentioned that you weren't clear on, or you wanted to know more about, then definitely leave it in the comment section below. And look out for part 2 of this video, where I give tips on how to succeed in law school.